Eh, Assalamualaikum and hi. I'm Nur Hafizon from Mama 8. So, as per requirement of ADS 607 of Managing Change, so today I would like to make an article review on my topic. There is the impact of leadership and change management strategy on organizational culture. There is a two writer for this article, Dimitrios Belias and AK Athanasios Kostelios. For the year of publish was March in 2014. As the name of the journal, it's from European Scientific Journal. In this article, it consists of three objectives of the article. It was first objective of this article, they highlight terms such as organizational culture, which is necessary to managers and entrepreneurs in order to create new values, especially in times of economic change. For the second objective of this article, they develop a holistic framework which centers on the interdependencies within a leadership and organizational culture. The third of the objective of this article, they aim at giving managers and researchers a language for some terms that can create reflection and dialogue of the subject. For this article, it consists four of the literature review stage. The nation of culture and specifically organizational culture discussed. Second, literature review research into leadership is examined. For the third one, studies combining organizational change, and as the fourth one, organizational change strategies are presented. As we know, as the first of the literature review related with the culture, whereby culture is the sum of the belief that shape norms, behavior and dictate the ways things get done in an organization. An organization with the best strategy in the world, but a culture that won't allow it to make that strategy happen is claimed from the beginning. Hofstede also defined culture is the collective programming of the mind that distinguish the members of one group from another. Desprende also defined culture is a system of shared values. In other words, culture can be useful in two ways. There is provides awareness to these members willing to change. As the second way, there is a determine the root cause of the problems that need stronger performance. Organizational culture emerge as a pivotal variable in determining the sources of effect to implement change in an institution. As stated in the second stage of the literature review for this article, it talks about leadership. Leaders must possess a clear understanding of the strategic objective for their organization, identify the action needed to reach it, and conduct an analysis of the organization's existing ideologies. In this article, also said about leadership problems, which is an adaptive work environment requires the adaptive leader to control on all organizational activities. Three elements required to solving this problem. There is ability of the leader to influence, common goal, and as the third one is employee that are willing to work towards the vision. Moreover, state that employee problems are responsible for between a third and half of all merger failures. Thus, the fact that individual resist change is partly as a result of the leader's failure to grasp what motivates followers to change their behavior. One of the difficulties, as said by the author, was the cultural difference. Currently, it under top level of management are most likely to influence how the change is managed. As the leadership problems, the human factors involved should guide any change process. They argue that framing strategies, the third of the literature review, related with combining and organizational change. Change is an inevitable part of existence for individuals and organizations, and is a factor faced by leaders in the workplace when dealing with adaptation to a dynamic business environment. Cartwright and Cooper said change management degree of constraint placed on individual due to the cultures being merged. Four culture types proposed by Harrison said this culture help an easier transition than the blending of others, include power, role, task or achievement, and person or support. Organizational culture change is one of the most difficult leadership change. Because organizational culture comprises an interlocking set of goals, processes, communication practice, and assumption. Adding by Cartwright and Cooper, as written in this article, said during time of the change, such as a rapid growth or a merger, most organizations will move to more strict control by imposing a greater level of constraint and reducing the freedom individuals have to make decisions. As defined by Chin and Benny, basic ways to implement change there is include three: rational empirical, power, coercive, and normative re-educative. As defined by Crawford, a useful strategist must consider three things. As the first one is the organization current capabilities, as the second, the organization's competencies, and as the third one was the agreed change management model for the needed change of the organization. As the finding of this article review, the most fruitful success strategy of leadership tools, vision of the future cement the change in place with management tools like role definitions and control system. Strategic change brings so many challenges, include time required to develop, implementation of the plan, as well as assign people to come with strategies. The fourth one, method to solve the challenge facing in the organization, needs a great support and involvement of a senior management to be successful. Then there is the need of design a team to define the basic of the change. The next is the companies make an effort to innovate their process in order to achieve growth and to improve profit margins. Implementing organizational change is one of the most crucial but least understood skill of leaders nowadays. Author feel that some of the negative responses to change are caused by leaders not understanding the importance of communicating a change message. This article said also a theoretical view of the relationship among transformational leadership, organizational culture, and climate for organizational innovation was developed. The linkage found in this study among specific leaderships, behaviors, organizational culture suggests that it may be possible to develop more theories about proximal determinants of organizational dealings with change. As the conclusion, key to choose the right approach to a culture change is to know how organizations functions. As a social system comprising work, people, and formal and informal system, organizations are resistant to change and designed to neutralize the impact of attempts at change. In the line on creating and reinforcing organizational transformation, our position is that making a necessary structural change may serve as the initial intervention for shifting culture, whereby leaders play a critical role in selecting and planning appropriate change management approach. Third, leaders also important on create an atmosphere of physiological safety for all individuals to engage in the new behaviors and test waters of the new culture. In addition, in this article, an author also said that we need to admit that it has a significant limitation the nature of the article, which is explorative and theoretical. As the results, in hypotheses regarding the relations between organizations, culture, and strategy, which are yet to be empirically proven. But not least, article is limited to investigate an organizational culture impact on just one aspect of organizational change management.